God aften og velkommen til. Jeg skal spille lidt Shenzhen I, som er et spil, jeg er blevet ret glad for. Det handler om at kode lidt, men det er sådan sit eget kodesprog. Og jeg synes bare, vi skal komme i gang, så man klikker ligesom ind her. Maybe I should speak English actually. Probably should speak English. So sorry about that. I'm playing Shenzhen I, and it's a game that I really like. It's about coding a little bit, but it's not too code heavy, so yeah, no worries if you don't know how to code. It's fairly simple. Not that I know how to code, but yeah. You start by heading into the mail, and I've tried a couple of them, but it starts off with like it's the story about you're a new employee, and you move to China to start working at this company. Also, this game features like a 47, or maybe it's like a 42 page manual that you can print out. And it's like, I think it's like 5 pages of it is actually like manual. The rest is like reference for coding. But yeah, so the story is you've been hired into this company where you're some kind of engineer, like electrical engineer. You have to design small circuits, and this is just like an email thread in a company that welcomes you to the company, like your coworkers. So like there's your boss, this guy Carl, Teske, and Joe, and Wu Lily, and David, and this guy Ji Shang. Okay, they welcome you, and this guy says read the manual. Which of course I did. A little bit, I read it a little bit, but yeah, let's get into it. So I've done this one before, so he just says I've got this thing for you, and you should make this stuff, and I'm gonna start this design, and you get into like this space where you play. And as you see, it says active and network are symbol outputs connected to LEDs. Control the active and network outputs with fixed repeating signals as indicated in the verification tab. So you have active and network. Those were the two that we have to create repeating signals that imitate these curves. You can see here if I simulate, it runs through this program here and tells me what the output is. So on the left side you have output, and you have to you can see here that it's like at 0 expected, and here it says 100, the tiny little letters. I hope you can read this. But yeah, so you have to replicate this, and the way you do that is by connecting something to this output, or it's actually an input for, I think it's this diode over here. So I guess we're just gonna go with this chip. I'm not really sure what the difference between these are, if there's any difference. Maybe it's just like two of the same. Call something different though. Okay, so what you gotta do is you gotta, well, first of all you gotta connect it to this output, and then you gotta make this chip do the same thing as this orange line. You can see right now it's just at 0 throughout all the steps, and the steps are indicated by this grid behind here. Each grid is like 1 unit in advancement. So if you go through this code, it has the first initialization, I think you would call it. You can see that it says move to 0, P0, which P0 is an output, P output 0, I think, and move 0 just means make the signal, set the signal value to 0, and we do that as the first thing up here, and then we tell it to SLP, that stands for sleep. You tell it to do nothing, or basically stay at the value that it is currently set to for 6 time units. So you can count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 time units, and that's what it does. It stays at 0 for 6 time units, and then it goes to 100. As we can see, it's like 0, 100. There's no in between. I think it's only 0 and 100. So don't worry about reading whether this is 0 and this is 100. Anyhow, so what happens then is that we move 100 P0, take this output and set the value to 100. Then same as before, gotta make it advance in time. So we set it to sleep for 6 time units, and then what happens is that the code will, as when it comes to the bottom, it will go to the top again and run it through again indefinitely. So going off of this logic here, I think we can replicate this curve. So first of all, where's the curve at the beginning? It's at 0, so we gotta set it to 0. So right move 0, and the output is called P0. Good, that's great. Now we gotta make it advance in time, and we got 1, 2, 3, 4 time units. So we just write sleep for 4 time units. Then we gotta make it jump to 100. Easy enough. Move 100 P0. And then we advance 2 time units. Then we set it to 0. Move 0 P0. And we're gonna make it advance 1 time unit. So sleep 1. And again set it to 100. Whoops. 100. Yeah, move 100 to P0. Then we gotta advance it 1 time unit. And then we gotta well, actually I don't think we gotta do anything more. I think it will just go back to the beginning again. So if you read from the beginning, it goes like move 0 P0 starts here, advance 4 steps, 1, 2, 3, 4, move 0, 100 P0, goes up 100, advances 2 steps, and then moves to 0 on P0. Then it advances 1 step, moves it to 100, and advances it 1 step. And I think we have our basic loop there, because we don't need to set it to 100 again, or I mean we don't need to set it to 0 again, because it does that in the first line. So my guess is that if we press simulate now, it'll work perfectly. You can see this little simulation of the fake security camera blinking over here. And it's supposed to indicate on and off. Yeah. We get this stat chart when the simulation has run through a couple of times, and it tells me production cost, power usage, and lines of code. And of course this is ranked like high scores. I have one other friend in my Steam friend list that plays this game as well. Yeah, it seems like we've got the same results, which I guess means that we did the same design, maybe. But yeah, production costs can be reduced by using fewer components. I don't see how we could use fewer components for this particular puzzle. I almost called it circuit. And power usage is determined by how many lines of code you have in your chips, like how many lines of code you write in. And of course lines of code is lines of code, so yeah, these two things kind of work together. And I'm not really sure about these graphs, if they show what other people have tried before, but yeah. Then we go to return to email, and we go to the next mail. Hi everyone, we've had a bunch of new signups this week, so let me reintroduce myself. I'm your host, Tilly Lu, and I run this fun little mailing list for expats in Shenzhen. I'm here to demystify some aspects of life and culture here, along with a side helping of color commentary. Sometimes just a color commentary. Yeah, I got distracted. Well, today's topic is, why the heck are we in Shenzhen? No, really. Like, why are we here at all? I don't mean in the immediate sense. Sure, we all have some job or some businessy thing to do, but let's talk about the larger factors at play. We're here because Shenzhen's been one of the fastest growing cities in the world for the past few decades, ever since it was declared a special economic zone back in 1980. I don't know if this like is a real place in China or something, and if this is like historical facts. But if it is, I like it. If it isn't, I also like it. Yeah, we're here because it, and really the entire Pearl River Delta region, is a sprawling megacity wholly dedicated to trade, manufacturing, and services. A giant economic machine. We're here because what's possible in Shenzhen really isn't possible in many other places in the world. Certainly not at the same scale and cost. So where's all this capability headed? You know, in the future, are we going to just make more stuff, more products, and things until the world is buried in crap? I guess I'm asking, what is all of this incredible growth for anyway? I have some ideas, but that's a topic for another day. Yours truly, I don't know, Tilly. So yeah, I guess there's like an email that just kind of builds story, and I guess if we read these emails as well, we would get it. But I don't want to do that now, so I guess some character building going on here. Let's see, what's the next one? This guy who's, I don't think he was the boss, he was like some middle management guy. Anyway, our factory floor has some examples of older equipment that require control signals to be amplified. We had a device to adjust signals for this type of machine, but recently it was broken, smashed. This is an appropriate project to teach you about inputs. Smashed? Hang on a sec. What happened? Is everyone okay? No need to worry. Objective complete. Create a working design for this product. Oh yeah, I already did. Yeah, and then I got these emails. Looks good, thank you. Take care, yeah. But let's do it again. So let's do a new design and open it. Control in is a simple input connected to factory equipment. That's this one. Control out is a simple output connected to other factory equipment. That's this one. The signal from control in should be multiplied by 2 and copied to control out. So this is a bit more advanced. So now we're introduced to values in between 0 and 100. And we've got to make this signal into this signal. And as you can see, it doubles the value. So 25 becomes 50, 50 becomes 100, and so forth. So this is where I might have to look at the manual, because my first thought is that I'm not too sure about how you would double something. But yeah. Oh yeah, Adam, free Hong Kong, Dark Dragon Daddy 69. Sure thing. Anyway. So we gotta do the same thing as before. Move P0 to 25 first. Let's do that. Although we're not actually doing this manually, I think we'd have to use the ACC. Okay. I think I might have to look at the manual actually. Data sheets. Okay. Whoops. Oh yeah, by the way, this manual is really cool. The first page teaches you how to, or like tells you how to print it out and assemble it. I like that a lot. And I think the graphics are really cool for this manual. I would actually like a physical copy of it, but I don't have a printer, but it would be great to have a physical copy. I really like the detailed stuff here. It's really made to look like it was made a couple of decades ago. But yeah. Oh yeah, this is the intro to the game, and I guess this is the reference card. Hmm. Hmm. Okay. I think this is the one we need. Copy the value of the first operand into the second operand. R/I R. R is register or integer. So I guess you could write move P1 to P0 or something. So you would take the value from one place and put it into another place. Use the source destination for data manipulated by ECXX. Oh well. Make sure to get enough sleep. Maybe this is a sign it's getting late, and actually I don't really feel like reading this manual right now, so I think I'm gonna end the stream actually. So sorry to do it so abruptly, but I will thank you for watching anyway. It was a nice first puzzle, and I guess if you haven't played the game before, you might have learned something, or at least you would see what it's like playing this game for the first time in a while. So yeah, thanks for watching, and good night. See you.